It's the sound of silence. Good morning, everyone. KJ here. I thought about that before. I thought maybe I should just open up the live stream and just sit there and not say anything. That's something I've never done before. Just, just sit there, look into the screen, and don't even read out the comments. Don't do anything. Just sit there. Good morning, Beach Lady. Morning, Elba Lopez. I know it sounds kind of fruitless, right? To just sit there and not say anything. And y'all, I don't think I'm capable, but maybe I could. Maybe one of these days I will sit there and not say anything. And somebody might run across it and say, well, okay, well, wait, what do you got to say? Good morning, Maria P., Stephanie Willow, Fancy Nancy Bergbauer, Vix Tex, Nettie, Diane Renee McDonald. Good morning, y'all. Grammy B, good morning. It's kind of weird for me to say good morning, even though y'all are saying good morning, when I know some of y'all are in the middle of your day or in the evening. But it is Coffee with KJ, right? Good morning, Sam Willow. So it is the middle of the week, which they call hump day. Diddy hump, diddy hump, diddy hump. I haven't quite figured out why I do Coffee with KJ, but I think it's just to kind of decompress everything else that I have to think about every day. Just kind of let things out. Just talk about whatever comes to mind. Good morning, DD Sunshine. Tea for you, huh? Maria P says it's 5:43 a.m. in California. So you're up early, Maria P. You're one of those early risers? I'm glad to see all of y'all here this fine morning, even though here in Tennessee it's been record-breaking heat. It was 90 degrees yesterday. I'm sure it's going to be the same today. And years ago, I wouldn't have batted an eye to it. I would have got out in it. And now, as I get older, at 52, I plan my day as I get up in the morning to drink my coffee. There are certain things that I've got to do that I will do. And there are things that are left up in the air. Diane Renee McDonald says it's 6:43 a.m. in Idaho. Okay, well, Diane, I'm an hour ahead of you. And yet you're probably in better shape than I am, even though you're an hour behind me. So I know I'm not going to get out in this weather. I'm not going to be outside. I can cross that off my list. I'm not going to get out here and get hot. If there was something major that had to be done, I'd do it, but I'm not going to get outside today. So what is OKJ going to do, y'all? I'm going to do something I've been dreading. That I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going through my entire wardrobe of clothes, and I'm going to sit there and reminisce on them days that I held on to this or that because I thought maybe one day I can wear it again. But as many of y'all know, OKJ is getting older, and there's certain styles that I've got to let go. I mean, I ain't no fancy person like Fancy Nancy, but there are a few things that I don't want to give up on. I don't want to give up on my Daisy Dukes that I used to love to wear, but and not out in public, like out to the creek or somewhere. But now it's like, man, this stuff rubs me. I don't want to feel uncomfortable anymore. I have to accept that my body is changing. That as a 52-year-old woman, I choose to dress what I consider appropriate. I've had a lot of fun in my life. I don't know if any of y'all remember back when I was picking bathing suits. There was a time years ago I was in bikinis. But that's just not realistic for me now. Hi, CHP. Grammy B says aging gracefully isn't easy for me. Well, what is that, Grammy B? That men just, in my view, this is just my opinion, men just get better looking as they get older. I'm a big Sean Connery type. I mean, I love older men are just sexy to me. When I look at the guys now in their 20s and 30s, all I see is like, that could be my son, you know? CHP, I don't wear them. I don't wear them unless I have to. If I'm going out in public to a grocery store or to an appointment or something, I have to wear one because it's ridiculous, but even if it's like a heavy shirt or something, you can still kind of see the images of my, curves, if you want to say it that way. I was trained, pure and simple. From a young age, I was trained that women are supposed to wear bras but I don't wear them much now. I just don't. I mean, it's so uncomfortable. There is not a such thing as a comfortable bra, y'all. It might be comfortable at first. It might not have underwires. It might not have any of that stuff. But if you're wearing it all day, it's like wearing a freaking belt around your breasts. It gets old, y'all. Having to wear that stuff rubbing on me. Vicky McNutt says, big and baggy is my motto. CHP says, we put a rover on Mars, but never found me a comfortable bra. So I'm going to go through my wardrobe. I'm going to thin it out some more. No, I don't see myself going out here like I used to years ago, y'all. I'm not one of these types that say I'm going here to this big mall here and I'm going to do some shopping. That's not me. I'm not one of these types that can spend hours in the mall. And I'm not poo-pooing on anyone that does like to do some shopping. It's just at my age, I don't like to get out in public much anymore. Is there something unhealthy about that? Is there something wrong with the fact that I stay home all the time and it's almost having to dang go, gosh, every time I have to do something out in public? I don't want to think that I've become antisocial. I'm not an antisocial person. Vicky McNutt says, I threw my bra away years ago. Beach Lady says, I hate to shop. Always have. Well, Beach Lady, whenever I go to the beach, like if Wayne and I go to Florida or wherever we go, Myrtle Beach, wherever, and we're on vacation, I might do a little bit while I'm out, not a lot, just to kind of get, quote unquote, souvenirs or, some kind of, I don't know, just some kind of t-shirt or something like I've been there. She wants me in there in the kitchen right now. This cat does. She won't leave me alone until I go in there and get her whatever it is she wants out of the cabinet. And the bottom line is all she's getting this morning is some kibble. That's all she's getting. So she might as well leave me alone. Go do your thing. Chi-Chi, just leave me alone. So, also I want to bring this up. I've been noticing this here lately, and I've also been noticing other people been talking about it as well. Something is really going wrong with the live streams. I've got excellent signal here. I don't know if this is on, that can't be on my side of things. Because I'm not getting any glitches and watching any vids or anything like that. It's only when I try to do a live stream that it drags for a second. So if any of y'all are getting that this morning or any other time, it's not yours. And I don't think it's mine. I think it's got to do with YouTube, be honest with you. I will, CHP. I will give Chi-Chi what she wants. I'm just not going to do it right now. Uh, that's another thing. My cats are a lot like me. No patience. I've got to get that under control. Sometimes your mouth doesn't match your words, says Nancy Bergbauer. Sometimes your mouth doesn't match your words. Okay, on the live streams, okay. Well, I guess that could also, wow, Nancy, fancy Nancy. Sometimes your mouth doesn't match your words. And I know what you're saying, you're talking about the live stream, but does my mouth match my words in my everyday living? Here we go. Here y'all done poked the bear here. In other words, I guess what I'm saying is do I talk the talk? Do I walk the walk? Uh, Folks, there are a lot of things that I want to do. There's a lot of things that I believe that I say out of my mouth, but how am I supposed to demonstrate that? How am I supposed to ever get to that place where I walk the walk and talk the talk consistently? That would definitely need some self-awareness on a continuous basis for me. So it's not impossible. But when it comes down to sharing what I believe or what I think or whatever in terms of verbalizing it, do I walk the walk as well? So Vicky McNutt says, my cat stalks me 24/7. Sam Willow says, do your emotions match your words? Well, that's a good question, Sam Willow. I think it was a couple of years back, somebody had said on this channel, why are you always yelling? Why are you always getting all bent out of shape? Of course, they didn't stick around very long. And then I had others say, well, that's cathartic. When you get mad like that, that's exactly how I feel inside. It's almost a kind of cool thing. I guess it really comes down to the eyes of the beholder. I can sit here and say, I say what I say in the tone and emotion that I say it, and that's how I want to present it. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I view it. My husband wears earplugs. I'm not sure what's going on there. I understand, Fancy Nancy. I know what you were saying. You were saying that that's what's going on with the live stream. I get it, but, it's almost like a diving board for me. Let me just jump off that diving board and use those terms, even though I know what you were using them for. So, in my life, I do try to have some self-awareness. I do know that these things I do every day that don't seem important, like going through my wardrobe to take out things that I can no longer wear, things that were more youthful, things that I really enjoyed and remember wearing and how much fun I had when I was wearing them. Let me just say this, okay? Y'all take this for whatever you want. I will not go through my lingerie wardrobe. That stays. Because I'm going to stay sexy for my husband. I enjoy that for him. Yes, I went there, y'all. I just shared a little privacy with you. I'm not going to go into detail about it. But what I'm saying is even though I can't in a public way get out here and be a 20-year-old anymore, in terms of my lingerie collection, I like repeats. I like it. Not that I won't go out and buy something new. Sometimes you just make those memories, and when it comes to lingerie, I can't believe I'm going there, but I'm going to. I like certain colors and silks and just different kinds of tasteful, y'all. I'm not one of these kinky people out here, all right? I do like, almost, I guess I could liken it to like, you know, these beautiful flowing lingerie things. Hello, Kathy Mama Bear. So anyway, I'm going to do all that. I'm going to get all my wardrobe thinned out, and then what am I going to do? What am I going to plan? I think some of y'all's ears are going to perk up real quick on this one. Yard sale, y'all. KJ is going to have a yard sale. Not only am I going to have a yard sale, but here within the last month, and it'll go into September, people start getting out in their yard sales. I love the yard sale. I take after my mom on that. I'm not going to do any shopping, Sam Willow. I'm not going to do it. I've got all the clothes I need. If there is like one shirt, or if I need to get new underwear or socks or something like that, I'm going to do it. But I am going to have a yard sale. I am going to get all the stuff that's been accumulating in the closets. Things that I just, at the time when I bought them, really wanted them. Now it's like, well, you don't even use it. I'm ashamed to say this, y'all. There are certain things that I bought that still have the tags on them, still have them in the packages if they're something practical or something. Knowing in my mind, y'all, knowing for a fact that I'll never use that. And it brings me back to, why'd you get it in the first place? Maybe back then I was like, yeah, I'll use that. Yeah, I'll use it. So I am going to have a yard sale. I am going to get rid of some things. I am going to do some yard selling myself, but I'm going to be very conscientious that just as I put these things out in my yard sale, because I know I'll never use them, I'm also going, if I get something from a yard sale, I'm going to make sure before I buy it, even if it's 50 cents, that I'm not just going to bring it home and put it in a closet or up on a shelf or in the garage. Stephanie Willow says, that's what I've been working on all summer. I've gotten rid of at least 40 grocery store size bags of clothes. Been working on a massive clean out all summer. Well, there you go, Stephanie Willow. Well, let me be clear. There have been plenty of times that I've taken clothes or other things to the Goodwill, which is a store that makes money, but still people can shop in there. I like to shop in Goodwill every so often. There are things you can't get today, and that you could have gotten back then. And even then, even today's time, y'all, the same exact thing isn't as same. It's not the same quality as it was years ago. Every freaking thing now is made in China. And I ain't got nothing against China. There are a lot of good things. I'm just saying that whatever happened to, quality. Fancy Nancy Bergbauer says, one man's trash is another man's treasure. There you go. Nicole says, I love Goodwill and thrift shops. Good morning, Jennifer Esslinger. This goes back to, do I talk the talk and walk the walk? Well, if I'm talking the talk that I love the yard sale, and I'm going to make sure that I don't bring something home that'll just turn around and get taken to Goodwill or put in a yard sale myself, I wanted to share this with y'all, okay? I got this at a yard sale for $2, and I just got it the other day, and the reason I got it was because I was going down the road. I'm going to let y'all see where my mind is. I'm going down the road. I look over and I see these two older women sitting in chairs at their little yard sale. They have a little tent pop-up thing. And I kid y'all not, one of those women looked like my mother. And it stunned me there for a second. As I was driving by, I had to go to town to do something. And I thought about my mother and how she loved yard sales, how she loved to have them, how she loved to go to them. And I got to town and I came back and I stopped in. And it wasn't because I wanted to go to the yard sale, y'all. It's because when I looked over initially going into town and it looked so much like my mother, it almost just like somebody just might as well just punched me out, you know? And it stuck with me. So that's why I stopped at the yard sale. I stopped there because for some strange reason, I just had to see if this woman looked like my mother up close, because she sure as heck looked like her from a distance. And of course, she didn't look like my mother up close, but that was okay. So now I'm there. I'm at the yard sale. She does remind me that I miss my mother. I thought, I'm going to buy something. I don't care what they've got here. I'm going to buy something. So I bought this. It goes up like in a corner in your house. You know, you put the little screws in it and you sit it in a corner. Isn't that pretty, y'all? It's kind of heavy. It was $2. I love flowers. And I just thought that was so pretty. And now I've got to find a place for it. Because if I'm going to sit here and tell y'all that I've got to clean out all my clothes, that I don't need to be bringing stuff into this house that I'm never going to use, I am bound and determined that I'm going to put this up in a corner, is somewhere either in a door frame or on the wall or something. I've got to figure it out. Now I'm assuming there was probably a matching set or 4 of these. This was the only one. And I've decided I'm going to put it up somewhere. And it's going to remind me, because that's how I roll. It's going to remind me of that moment as I was driving down the road and looked over and saw that woman. And for one split second, it looked just like my mother. So that's where my mind goes, y'all. But the thing about it is, Fancy Nancy Bergbauer, is I've never bought anything like this before. Where do you put these? Do you put these up in the corner of a door frame? Do you put these up? Because it's got one here and here. Do you put it? Where do you put it? So it is a corner piece, right, Fancy Nancy? I just loved the flowers on it and the way that they had been painted. And it was heavy, and I assumed it's got to be mounted somewhere. It's, I would say that it's probably weather resistant, that putting it outside wouldn't be a big deal. Maybe I could put it out there on the bottom part of my mailbox. What do y'all think? Turn it so the flat is at the top. Turn it like this or like this. The thing about it is it's not one-sided. In other words, wherever this goes, it shows both sides are completely painted. So maybe it's not supposed to be, you know, just put up against the wall where only one side shows or something. Molly's mom says under a bar, like it's holding up the bar. Oh, so like one of those, I get what you're saying, Molly. Like if, I see what you're saying. Those things, they're called corbels, that you put up for decor reasons that look like they're holding up something. I have a bar in the kitchen there, but it's not one of those type bars. Could be a corner shelf too, says Maria P. Right. So I am going to get my stuff together. I've already got a bunch of stuff together, already boxed up, already bagged up for KJ's yard sale. I've got to plan it to where I get an ad put out on social media through our local newspaper along with the print. Because some people who do yard selling, they just read the newspaper. They're not into the social media thing, and they just go and they go to yard sales. And some of these people, they get stuff from people's yard sales to put in their booths at their flea markets or wherever. Some people are just pickers. They want to find something that they can get for $1 and it's probably worth $20 or more. Sometimes they get lucky. Y'all see those stories where someone found this great antique at these yard sales. I guess that's what some people do. Good morning, Tina Reddington. Nicole says, I have a garage sale and estate sale app to resell. Well, that's pretty awesome, Nicole. The thing about that is, though, y'all, is it's one thing to advertise a yard sale in my front yard over here at a local paper. You never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to find out where you live. Maybe that's KJ's little streak of paranoia there, you know? Hello, Jennifer Sukup. No matter where I look on what I do with my life, there's always some crazy ass story out here where someone posted a social media marketplace thing or something where they met someone in a parking lot and ended up getting robbed or worse. Things that people enjoy in their life, like yard sales, having yard sales. It's all about being cautious anymore. Everything seems to be attached to a person's well-being. Kathy Mama Bear says, Tina Reddington, I got your picture this morning. Please take care of you. I hope you're doing okay, Tina. Well, the thing about it is, Molly's mom, haul it to a flea market. You got to rent those booths. You can't just show up over there at a flea market where these people have paid money to set up their flea market booths and sit out there in the parking lot and get it for free. People buying stuff from you, which, by the way, takes away from these people that have paid for their booths to sell their stuff. You know what I'm saying? That'd be just like somebody coming in front of a grocery store and selling fruits and vegetables right out the front door there. That grocery store wouldn't appreciate that. Right, Nicole. Selling in the marketplace is scary now. Social media marketplace. Yes, Jennifer Esslinger. I don't know how many of y'all have ever been through that, where someone you love has passed, and then you're, say, at Walmart or somewhere, and you see someone that looks just like them, or at least close enough to them to make your heart hurt. Maybe that's why I bring up the yard sale thing. Maybe that's why I bring up the fact that I'm putting things into perspective in terms of my own life, what I'm wearing as far as my clothes, is that time is going. Thoughts are clicking. Good point, Molly's mom. Danger everywhere. Even children are not safe with their mothers, according to what we've been dealing with at this case with the hussy. Harley62 says, I still can't get rid of my late son's stuff. I need to take my courage. I can't keep them forever. Why not, Harley 62? Why can't you keep those things? Is it going to hurt more to keep them than to either sell them or give them away? I don't know what that's like. But if something happened to one of my sons, there ain't no way I could do it. Maybe you've gone down the road on this a bit and have gotten a little more healing. But just thinking about that, we see these things all the time on TV where a child or, a loved one dies and the family members keep their room exactly the way it was. When my mother passed, I created a nanny's room with her old furniture in it, some of the artwork and things that her and I shared together. Self-reflection says that if it's going to hurt me more than help me, I do need to be proactive. But does that mean just wipe it all out of there? Because if I do, I'm not going to feel pain anymore. I think I'm going to still feel pain. Teresa says, you will know when you are ready to part with things. No rush. What is that? I still have my husband's things that I lost on 8/20 of 2017, says Molly's mom. Harley 62 says, KJ, all his clothes, grandchild took what he wanted. Same here, his room still the same. His motocross boots still at the door. Oh my God. Harley 62. I don't know what to say to that. Just thinking about what you just said hurts me. I'm going to hurt no matter what when it comes to the losses in my life. There is nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with being sad. I just can't live in it forever. I have some of my mom and dad's things in a memento box just to remember them more. May they rest in peace, says Maria P. Tina Reddington says, I still have my father's and brother's stuff, and they passed 25 years ago. Now I have 10 pounds of stuff in a 1-pound box. Well, you don't let nobody, Harley 62, you don't let nobody tell you what to do, pushes you to do so they make me feel bad. Well, let me tell you something, Harley 62. Nobody should be making you feel bad. Nobody should have that. That just angers me. Jennifer Esslinger says, as a child, I wore many hand-me-downs. I love my own clothes, and thrifting and yard sales allows me to have a wide variety of choices. If his things bring you comfort, there's nothing wrong with that. It is your decision, no one else's, says Teresa. Talking to Harley 62. Stephanie Willow sending lots of hugs to you, Harley. Sam Willow says, we are all different. Do things in your own time, Harley 62. Jill Schneider says, this time of year is always tough for me. Talking to Molly's mom. I never know what direction this Coffee with KJ is going to go. And why do I feel that I've got to have a room made up for my mother to have her dress slip hanging on a bedroom mirror in my room Why do those tangible things help me to stay close to her when I know what my heart says? Isn't my heart for my mother and the love I have my mother, isn't that enough? Do I have to have all these other things to remind me? I'm just having one of those mornings, y'all. Believe you me. I don't talk enough about what I'm feeling inside about the loss of my mother, and I need to get that out when it hits me. And perhaps it is depression, but I am very well aware of my emotional state from time to time. I'm very well aware that I go through these mood swings. There's nothing wrong with me, okay? And there's nothing wrong with anyone else if they ever feel that way. It's just being a human being. There's a part of me that wants to be so strong and so tough. There's a part of me that says, if you really have faith, KJ, if I really have faith that God is with her and she's in heaven and that she's in the best place she could possibly be, why can't I just get over this grief? Why can't I get over it? It makes me feel like I have a lack of faith. And I don't like to feel that way. I want to be strong in my faith. I love y'all too. I love you, Zenaida Rivera. Harley62 says, I still can't look at his pictures. I don't want to wallow in anything. I don't want to feel sorry for myself. I want to feel these things and let them go. I cannot share with my mother today all the wonderful relationships that I've gotten to enjoy with all of y'all. I don't get to tell her about y'all. Sam Willis says, my father died on August 15th. I remained unreconciled with our relationship until my grandson was born on August 15th, 5 years ago. I felt a weight was lifted that day. Teresa says, grief comes in ebbs and flows. You know, I can sit down with my husband and I can cry my eyes out over this loss. But I try not to put it on him too much. I mean, I can only say how I'm feeling so many times over and over again before, it's like, why even bother him with it, even though I know he loves me and he is a rock, he's my anchor in terms of humans here on earth. Kathy Mama Bear says, I still talk to my loved ones that are not here anymore. My mom, in my opinion, knows all about y'all. Maria P says, I miss my mom so much. 8 years ago today, she died, and it still feels like yesterday. Jay says, we all have those days, and it's best just to feel it, let it move through you. It just takes time. But the pain never goes away. It took 2 years to go through possessions. It's just too hard. I guess this all just it comes out like the hurt and everything kind of comes to the surface when different things happen that, like me seeing a woman on the side of the road at a yard sale, me wanting to update my wardrobe, knowing I can't live those years before that when my mom was alive. It all connects for me. Why does it have to always lead back to that pain? Why can't it lead to these wonderful memories? Because as soon as I think about those times that my mother and I hugged and laughed and joked and did things together, what happens? She's not here. So every time I think a good thought of my mother and all the wonderful times, and it makes me smile, I immediately think I will never have that again. My mom passed December 2011. We had teddy bears made from her clothes. Still hug it and cry when I need to. I still have some of my mother's clothes, y'all, that smells like her. I need her so much. I don't know why God took her from me. Tina, I appreciate that, but these memories that I have of my mother's just not going to do it for me today. I miss my mother. I want my mother back, and she's not coming back. Eric Jasper says, KJ, we thought 4 years ago that my wife was pregnant at the age of 48. No joke. I went outside and called my mom, and she's gone too. I'm with you, girl. Cry a lot over my mama. If I don't get this out, y'all, all it's going to do is well up in there and cause me a deeper depression than I need to be in. I'm old enough to know better now, y'all. I am old enough to be able to look around me and see is things starting to get out of hand. Am I not keeping my home clean? Am I not taking care of things responsibly? Am I making sure that I do all these things? And if there's something that's failing on my part in terms of my responsibilities in my life, it worries me and it concerns me. I've got to stay on top of everything. My routines, everything going on with me. Jay, grief counseling. I've been there. I've been to see a therapist. I've talked it out. What aggravates the living heck out of me is, why do I have to feel things so dang intense? Why can't it just, oh, you're sad and move on? Why does it gotta be freaking like a freaking powerful sadness that will not pass until it decides to? Stephanie Willow says, it's so hard. My mom passed away on my 18th birthday. So sorry to hear that, Stephanie. And to all of y'all that are sharing things that hurt you as well, that is a blessing. I appreciate it so much. Olive says, it's good to cry and let it out. I miss my mom so much. The pain is real every day. I held in my grief and I had a breakdown. You have to let it out, says Maria P. Molly's mom says, do what you need to do every day. Billy says, get it out, KJ. Some days we just have to cry. And does anybody really want to tell me that crying doesn't make you feel better? I'm telling you. It makes me feel better. It takes that out of there. All of that I know is going on inside my heart and mind. About, it's an everyday thing, y'all. I think of my mother every single day, and I try so hard to think about her being conscientious enough to say, I'm going to think wonderful thoughts. I'm not going to allow myself to feel those thoughts out loud about how much I miss her and grieve her and all of that. I'm just going to think about the good times. I try that. I'm very conscientious about it. But y'all, that grief is there. There's no way I can duck and run from it. There is no expiration date on grief for OKJ. Jill Schneider says, crying definitely makes you feel better. I get mad when I can't cry. Correct, Kathy Mama Bear. I don't want to live there forever. It is. It's healthy. It's healthy to feel, to let it out. Could I have done this without coming on Coffee with KJ this morning? Yes. I could have. I could have been like, this is what I'm going to do. But it never comes out like that. It always comes out when I least expect it. It's not something I plan. It's not something I want. I sit alone almost 24 hours every day, 7 days a week, exception Mass on Sunday for 1 hour. I just gave up, says Molly's mom. Eric Jasper says, absolutely, because grief held in can manifest into something so bad. And I agree with that, Eric. Being sensitive is a gift and a curse, but mostly a gift, says Sam Willow. CHP says, I have to be aware of my feelings because I want to go down into that dark tunnel. Harley 62 says, we need to learn how to live with depression and use tools. I'm not a good candidate for that, says Harley 62. Billy says it's a problem when we can't cry, when we keep it bottled inside. Kathy Barilla says, KJ, so sorry you're going through this. It's so hard when a mother passes. She's the one who holds the family together. Nothing seems the same once she's gone. Definitely, y'all. It's not ever going to be the same ever again because her presence in this world is gone. I take a lot of my time and I just try to be still. Or I get busy doing something that focuses my mental so that all I'm thinking about is that one thing. There are things that I do that help me. And in all actuality, y'all, in this day and time, as I've gotten older, I think I'm at a place where I'm not going to do things that I did years ago that absolutely didn't do nothing but make things worse. I'm trying now to embrace more healthy things that I can say and do for myself that will get me through these episodes of grief. It's weird when you lose your mom, says Kathy Mama Bear. I'm the oldest of all the family members now. Wait a minute. I want to say that. I am now the matriarch of the family. It's too much sometimes, says Kathy Mama Bear. September 28th is the 4-year anniversary of my mom's death. She passed 41 days after my dad of a broken heart. They live next door. These anniversaries are super difficult, says Fancy Nancy Bergbauer. I just want to get to a place where an anniversary is just a celebration of life. That's what I want. And I know, y'all, it hurts me to realize, and this is just me, that every time I get upset that mom's not here, what am I getting? She's not here for what? For me. For me. For me. I feel selfish. I feel so selfish because if I really get down to the root of it, It's my heart broke. I'm not thinking about my other family members, y'all. I hate to confess it. It's the truth. I'm ashamed. But it's at some level, don't I matter? Don't the hurt of the loss matter for me? Do I have to be so giving to everyone around me that I can't take a look at my own self and my own self-being and well-being, my feelings, the things that are making me cry, the things that are upsetting me? Is that so self-centered, or is that self-love? Thank you, Jennifer Esslinger. I appreciate that. I'll never be half the woman that my mother was. I'll never be half the mother my mother was. Does that make me half of a person that don't matter? No. Any little bit I got from my mother, I'm thankful for. I know, Harley, I call it checking out of life, just going through the motions of living but not really living. When I don't cry, that's what I do. So yes, crying is good. That's so sweet, JoJo. I'm not going to ever be able to come on here and say, hey, everybody, I want y'all to meet my mom, Ann. Yes, I've had pictures of her. Yes, I've spoken of her. I just want her to be real. I don't want her to sit in this chair across from me and smile at me. Maria P. says, it hurt me that I never gave my mom grandkids. Well, my mom had grandkids and great-grandkids. Well, she's never going to get to see her my sons get married or have children. Is that a negative? Is that some kind of deficiency in this life because my mother's not here? Y'all, life is living and dying. There's no way that I can fully live my life without accepting the fact that everyone I love, including myself, in terms of self-love and everything else, everyone's going to die. Norma says, I miss my mother dearly. Now, that's just it, Eric Jasper. I don't know that the way I'm feeling this morning, the tears, the emotions and all that is really a bad day. I don't want to look. Is it really bad that I'm expressing that heartfelt sorrow? Is that bad? Or is that just a reminder of how much my mother loved me and I love her? Is that bad? Is this bad right here? Because I feel this way? I understand what you're saying, but it's not a bad day to remind myself how much I desperately miss my mother and how much I wish she was here. You know, everyone has their own life. you are the only you you're ever going to be. And so the love that you have for people in your life or the people that you've lost, it can vary. Most of the time, people get really grief-stricken when it comes to a parent or a child. But it could be other people. It could be grandparents. It could be a cousin, an uncle, or even just a close friend who's been with you when you were growing up or something, or even someone you met just yesterday. It hurts. But y'all, I'm just going to say this right now. As much as my heart aches for my mother, I just thank God that I feel. I thank God that I have that love in my heart. Because I could be some damn asshole out here who don't give a shit about nothing or nobody. There are a lot of numb people out here in this world, and I refuse to be numb. I want to feel my feelings. Molly's mom lists off a bunch of people that she's lost, that she has this hope and this faith that they're going to be together again. That's what I want. That's what I believe. But when I cry like this and I miss my mom, it's like, why can't you just say you're going to be with her one day and then you have no reason to cry anymore? Well, there's a reason I cry. Because I have love. I believe that, Tuesday's child. I believe it. Jesus wept. Olive says, my bond with my mom was very strong. She was my best friend. I guess if I really want to think about it, what if it would have been me that died and mom was still here? I would much rather that be the case because she had so much more of a giving and loving spirit than me, done so much more than I'd ever done. She would be more helpful in this world than I've been. And I know she could have took my death a lot better than I'm taking her death. Dylan Flynn 1 says, my whole family passed away. And then 5 years ago, my partner of 26 years passed away. There's no one left, says Dylan Flynn 1. So when you say that, Dylan Flynn 1, it hurts me. It makes me think that I still have people in my life and everything, but that you don't have anyone. Should I feel ashamed? Because I do have people in my life now. I have a wonderful husband. I have sons. I have extended family members. I have friends. Psalms 56:8, you keep track of all your sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book, says Nicole. Well, Norma, if you have that view of OKJ, it takes someone to know someone. You have to be able to know what that's like yourself. So you must be a very outstanding, loving, out-of-the-world human being yourself, Norma Guerrera. Well, Dylan Flynn one, I'm blessed that you would share anything like that with me. You didn't have to, but you did. And I think the reason is because you are a good person with love in your heart. Y'all, I cannot apologize for getting emotional there. I didn't want that to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought we were going to talk about other things. It just come out. I'm absolutely not ashamed of sharing my feelings with people. But I definitely don't want anyone on here to feel uncomfortable because I am such an open person. If it makes you uncomfortable, I apologize for making you feel uncomfortable. That was not what I wanted to do. That's not, I mean, there was, if y'all haven't figured it out yet, Coffee with KJ never has. Except on Fridays. I'm going to try to be more disciplined on Fridays. There's never really any game plan, y'all, on what we're going to talk about on a Coffee with KJ. Hello, Melissa Krantz. Sam Willis says, my biggest fear I have of dying is leaving my son and grandchildren in sorrow. Sam Willow, that just shows me and demonstrates to me that you are always thinking about your loved ones, that you don't think about yourself. Well, let me tell you something, Sam Willow. There is nothing, absolutely nothing unhealthy about thinking about yourself in good self-love, self-acknowledgement, self-reflection, self-love. Self-love will never supersede the love we have for others. Because if you truly love yourself in the right and healthy and spiritual ways, then it doesn't take precedent over all the love you have for other people. It's in a track of its own. You don't have to say okay, it's either self-love or loving others. It's got to be one or the other. Or if I've got both of them, if I've got self-love and I've got love for other people, one of them's got to be more than the other. Folks, like I've told y'all before, you can't love yourself in the way that God would want us to love ourselves. And that's something that has to be figured out over a lifelong process of mistakes and KJ falling down on my face and getting right back up. We can't love ourselves in the way that the good Lord wants us to love ourselves. Then how can we possibly share that with other people? Molly's mom says that there are grief support groups all over the country. Keep talking. What are the chances that you are bringing this up exactly on the anniversary of my mom's death? She is speaking to me through you. Oh, Maria P., that's so sweet. That is a very wonderful thing to say. We are all in this place in our life where we see through our own eyes what we see. I myself, I don't believe that my mom sees my tears now. Because I know it would hurt her. And I know in heaven there's no pain. There's no tears. There's no longing to be back here on earth. Because in my beliefs, She is in the presence of God Almighty, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. That's a beautiful thing to say, Maria P. Maria P says, you have no idea what your words mean to me today. Well, Maria P, you and everybody on here have no idea what y'all mean to me. All right. So, KJ just feels a lot better now. I'm telling y'all what, crying does help a lot. I don't want to cry every day, and if I'm crying, overly crying, say I'm crying for hours a day, or it's just getting more and more excessive, I need to check myself. It's good to cry. It's good to be sad. It's good to have sorrow. It's good to have loss, in that we feel the love. That's what is good about it. Just remember this. KJ is saying that if I cry every day for hours on end, something is more wrong than needs to be. And that I am going to be proactive. At least my being proactive on, hey, you're crying too much. You're sad too much, KJ. You need to talk to people. You maybe need to see a therapist. You maybe, talk to a close inner circle, circle of support loved one. If you don't have that, the good Lord will always make a way for all of us if we have faith to help us get through these most natural things in our lives, to stay strong, to know that we have made it 100% of the time up to this point. It might have been hard. We might have barely made it, but we are here today. I love you all. Mark McGarry, I love you. I love all of y'all. JoJo, Molly's mom, Tina Reddington, whatever you're going through, honey, I love you. Kathy Mama Bear, all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for hearing me. I do everything I can to hear you. And we'll just keep on keeping on, right? Just keep on moving forward to another day. So, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to go in here and get me some more coffee. I'm going to wipe this pathetic face of mine up. And we'll be back again for Coffee with KJ real soon, y'all. So, have a great day. I love you. And keep on looking.